Happy Friday, everyone. What a beautiful week. I don't know about you all, but I'm so grateful. To one, wake up another day, to continue to walk and lead this work. And three, I'm incredibly grateful for my team. I just want to start off with that. Happy Friday. I'm grateful for a new day. I'm grateful for this work I get to lead, and I'm grateful for my team. And actually, if I were to add a fourth, which is why I wanted to jump on live today, I'm also grateful for being able to work and organize with some of the dopest organizations in the nation, as well as my time here in New Orleans. I wanted to hop on live because I've been working with this amazing organizer. She's a little shy, so I won't name her name, but she's been owning it. Meeting her one-to-one weekly goals, incredibly focused, while also creating room for flexibility. And it had me thinking and reflecting on what makes a good organizer. So I wanted to hop on with you all to talk about that. I had the privilege of coaching and training organizers on 5 different continents, and I loved the work. And in addition to that, I was reflecting on one of the last cohorts that I led, and over 80% of the folks are still community organizing today and doing some of the dopest work. So let's jump into it. But before I do, I want to just give a shout out to the team in the chat. Miles, hello. Bobby, hello again. Shanique, hello. Thank you all for being here. And as I go through this, drop in the chat, like which city are you representing today? And if you have any questions. So let's jump into it. What makes a good organizer? So the first thing that makes a good organizer is humility. There is a willingness to disorganize themselves. And something I wanted to talk to you about is there's also a willingness to unlearn what they've learned about power to refine it for stronger power building. We've been socialized to think about ourselves and the work that we do in a way that sanitizes our impact for power building. And so it can be shattering to feel that change in your body. And it takes humility to look in the mirror and say, hey, I need to unlearn that. Or, hey, I need to disorganize that within myself. It also takes humility to also say, hey, I'm also doing this well. So that's the first one, humility. The second one I would like to lift is curiosity. In power building, we talk about curiosity so much. And curiosity, it's the hunger to go beyond the surface of what's said and what's presented. Baby, let me tell you, especially in the climate that we live in today, too often we take what we see as the final say. We don't get curious about what's under the hood. We don't get curious about other beliefs. We don't get curious about other values. Instead, we label people and we put them in a box. Those aren't the type of people, those don't make good organizers. All right. The third trait, Eva, hello. I want to say hello to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Eva, drop in the chat. Where are you in the world? Where are you in the world? So we talked about humility. We talked about curiosity. The third thing I want to talk about is coachability. Who is someone that is coachable? They're able to look in the mirror and adjust. Another thing that I'm proud of is I've been able to work with organizers and reach some really strong turnout goals. Now, I've also worked with organizers that haven't reached their turnout goals for different reasons. Usually, one of the main reasons is they sort of took some of the advice or the foundational learnings, let me keep it 100. They didn't take the advice, they didn't take the foundational learnings and apply them. They sort of took them as suggestions versus embracing them as a discipline. When I tell you coachability is so important because you have to be in this space of being molded and being in this space of being like, yo, I don't know everything. and being able to walk in that. And if you don't, there will be some barriers that you run into that you could have avoided. So the third one is coachability. I see you're in the DR. I hope you have safe travels, and congrats on all the things. The fourth thing is steadfast. In organizing, we talk about having patient persistence, or being consistent and persistent. Being steadfast as an organizer is a hunger to work the plan. A hunger to work the plan. Not create a plan and have it sit on a shelf. Not create a turnout goal and hope that it happens. Not create a leadership development plan and hope that leaders fall into it. No, work the plan. An intentional plan requires that you set goals, that you're consistent with checking in with your leaders, that you're consistently managing up, that you're consistently looking in the mirror and reflecting. And those things are incredibly important to what makes a strong organizer. So just a quick repeat of the 4 traits that I look for in a community organizer. They're humility, so the ability to both disorganize and unlearn some things about yourself. There's curiosity, the ability to look under the hood of yourself, of others, of policies, of beliefs, of values, and of systems. Just because it exists doesn't mean it should be that way. So how can you reimagine it? How can you dream? How can you hope? The third one, coachability. Are you coachable? Again, are you willing to learn? The fourth and last one, being steadfast. So the patient consistence, that patient persistence, and the ability and hunger to work the plan. I'm actually working with an organizer here in New Orleans, and when I tell you she is doing the dang thing, she is doing the dang thing. Since she started a month and a half ago, she hasn't missed a one-to-one goal, and I am so excited about what's going to be on the other end. So excited. So I'm curious. We have a few of you all in the chat. Lily, welcome. Always glad to have you here. Shanique, I gave you a shout out earlier, but super grateful that you're able to join. We have our comms team on the chat. I'm curious about folks that are here. Of humility, curiosity, coachability, and being steadfast, which one stands out most to you? Which one is most important to you? And I'm going to wait a little bit for these responses to come in. Hey, Lily. What's most important to you? Drop it in the chat. Shanique raised a great quote. She said, the hunger to work the plan, yes. And Shanique is a great example of this with the dope work that she's doing in Charlotte around housing. Excellent work. Lily says the one that stands out to her the most is being steadfast. Yes, yes, yes. Continue to drop them of confidence and also knowing you don't know everything. Yes. I love the piece. I love how you lifted the balance of confidence and not knowing you know everything. I want to double down on the confidence because we all bring something to the table. We aren't working with nothing, whether it's our ability to build relationships or our ability to plan. So Eva, I love that you lifted that because we are starting with something. All right. Let's see. Shanique said coachable. Ooh, Shanique. So I hope this is okay. I want to bring Shanique into this because Shanique is coachable. And this is actually a perfect segue. On March 11th, we're going to talk about how one of my largest wins as a community organizer, how we were able to secure $132.2 million in less than 6 months. Not because I was leading everything. If you're at the center of everything as a community organizer and you're hoarding power, you aren't building power. You're building a bunch of building a bunch of followers, a bunch of pawns. Mm-mm. We want to build leaders. On March 11th from 7 to 8:30, we're going to talk about how myself as a community organizer, as well as some key parent community organizers, we shifted and got the county for the first time ever to release $132.2 million in advance of a bond. Similar to how I shared these 4 traits of what makes a good community organizer, I'm going to talk about the traits that also make for stickiness and wins stickiness in leaders, and stickiness in power. Okay. So if you haven't already, go ahead and register. And additionally, we have a really dope tool out called the Parent Power Assessment. Even if you aren't organizing with parents, it's a dope assessment to look under the hood and say, hey, how am I building power? Am I exhibiting humility, curiosity, and resilience? How are my infrastructures looking? Because a lot of times we're building something power adjacent, but it's not actually power building. And as a result, we're wasting time and resources. All right. So I have to jump back to get back to coaching. We're about to finish up our break in a little bit, but I'm grateful for you all, grateful for this work. And again, sign up for March 11th. We hope to see you there. Take care, y'all. Bye.